That was really the main thing, to the point where like I got back to the high school and I was so much of a like prioritize what we're doing right now that like I couldn't understand after a year of drum corps
Yeah.
why high schoolers can't rehearse. Hey, we're being talked to right now. Why are you
Yeah.
doing that? Like I
Right.
couldn't
Oh my
figure it out.
God. Yep. I remember I came back in my first year too. Same thing. I was just like, are we kidding me? Like, are we kidding right now? Rehearsal etiquette's off the whole bit. Like,
It's such a hard thing to do. But hey, I had that experience, and now like for the rest of my like teaching drum corps career, I get to tell people that story, and I get to go up to them and say, "Hey, don't be a jerk when you go back to your high schools, because like that's an easy
yes.
way to get your band directors to go. Why would I have my kids do drum corps?" And they always come back and they're
Right.
terrible people. It's like
Yeah.
it's not what we're doing.
No, it's just like, yeah, the biggest thing is just like be patient, I would say, because that's something I was not when I came back. I wanted everything to be done at that same high pace level that it happened during the summer. Everything happened so fast. And the thing that's like rammed into your head is like efficiency and the most efficient way to do things. So when
Yeah,
I came back and that wasn't happening that way and people weren't treating it as serious as I used to treat it, I would get so mad because I was like, why are we not like, why are you guys even here? Like, if you guys don't even care about this thing, why are you guys even here? What are we doing? What's the whole point of rehearsing here anymore? And people
right.
are like, Jeff, you got to calm down. You got to realize you just did this whole thing at a crazy high level and you're super young and you've learned how to do it now. But like
Yeah,
all of these kids, they just live normal lives and they go home, do homework and like play video games and it's chill. And so it's just like calm down a little bit.
yep.
My biggest thing was just like be patient. And I eventually learned that. But I mean, yeah, even my first couple years coming back to high school, I was like, oh my God, like this is moving so slow. Why are we taking so much time on this? Why aren't people caring about this thing? Like I care about this thing. I remember I came back after my first year and we did like the first show and I'm like crying afterwards. And they're like, why are you crying? I'm like, that sucked. And we're just sitting here and everyone's fine with everything. And they're like, dude, like this is high school in Missouri marching band. Just deep breath. Just deep breath and calm it down. Everything's gonna be okay. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, guys.
I
Yeah.
can guarantee you I've had moments like that too. Oh, I do remember I had a meeting with with my because I was a section leader, so I had a meeting with the baritone section my junior year of high school. This was the year after I or after I did my rookie year in drum corps. This was during the school day, and like I called this meeting. This is how dumb I was when I was junior in high school. I called this meeting to tell the baritones how bad they are. Like I called
Oh,
this meeting to tell them how basically what it was is we had some awesome freshmen that year that were like
yeah.
super gung ho about band and worked hard at everything. And it was very cool to have all that stuff happen.
Yeah.
And we had some sophomores, juniors, and seniors that were just happy to be there a lot of the time. And that's fine. Like they
Yeah.
like whatever. You take get your own experience with this. It's fine.
Right. Yes.
But I called this meeting to go up to them and say, "Hey, why are you letting the freshmen try harder than you?"
Yeah.
And that meeting wasn't that. I said something along the lines of that, and
Yeah.
every single baritone was like, "You're being a jerk right now."
Yeah. I'm leaving. Like, if this is what this is going to be, I'm going home.
Yes, that meeting really did a lot for me because I didn't realize that that was what was going on. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
needed somebody to say, "Dude, you're being a jerk." Like,
Come back to earth a little bit here.
yes, because
Yeah.
like from that moment on, like the way I treated like every single day in marching band was just like I'm just gonna do what I'm
My
supposed to
best.
do,
Yeah.
and eventually people are gonna follow that. And if they
Yep.
don't, that's none of my business. That's none of my business
Yes.
unless the band director tells me that it is my business, and then I'll take
Mm-hmm.
care of it.
I think I had the same kind of origin story. I remember I came back and I used to do the same thing. Like I remember before shows, I used to do like pep talks and I would like ask my band director. I was like, "Yo, can I get the band together? Can I like give us a little like can I get us pumped up before a show?" And I'd be like doing like a whole like Tom Brady, let's go kind of thing. And it's like, oh, chill out. And it's a kind of the same thing where like eventually someone tells you like, "Yo, you gotta cool out," or like we're not doing this thing anymore. And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, and
bigger
so
picture.
that's where I took my leadership style at like a young age from like, okay, from here on out, I'm just doing this whole thing by example.
Yeah,
Like the whole thing is leadership by example, do my job and do my job only. And if everyone follows, great. If they don't, I gotta make sure I do my best job and just be a nice person. And that's why always like whenever I got to drum corps, my parents would always be like, why aren't you like stepping up being a section leader, this whole thing? And I was just like, I'm just trying to do my part. Like I was a 3-year vet at Oregon Crusaders, and I was, I think I played third trumpet all the way to my third year. And they were just like, why? And I was like, because I got to do my part. I'm doing my part within this organization. And if they need me to do this, then I will do this. And I will, I will lead by example and do my part and work as hard as I can be. And hopefully everyone sees that and we follow along from there. And that's eventually what worked out for me. Cause like, while I can be vocal, I also find it much more enjoyable to lead by example, because like if people can catch on and be like, hey, you're doing a good job. And if someone just says, hey, can we just do what he or she is doing right now, because that's pretty cool. And it's just like, yeah, okay, that feels way better than like, hey, can you come talk to everybody? Because it's like, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm some teenager right now who's just like running off adrenaline. What could I possibly say that could help these guys right now?
Yep. No, exactly. Yeah.